Today marking 4 months since Suzanne Morphew disappeared.
The search for the Chaffee County mother began on May 10th when reportedly Suzanne's discarded bicycle was recovered. Tonight,
the Chaffee County Sheriff reaching out to Fox 21's Lauren Scharf, who reported this week official information has been hard, if not impossible, to obtain since the 49-year-old wife and mother of 2 was last seen.
Sheriff Spezze writing in part, quote, "I am sure this is frustrating for you. However, my focus is Suzanne and the integrity of our investigation. Still, people close to the Morphew family are speaking out."
One of those people granted Fox 21 News an exclusive interview. She's a contractor and says Suzanne's husband, Barry Morphew, hired her for a job in Broomfield the weekend Suzanne vanished.
Lauren, now you've talked to another worker. Why is this woman now speaking out?
Her name is Morgan Gentile, and during our 1.5-hour interview, she backed up claims made by Jeffrey Puckett. She says this case has broken up her family, forced her to relocate, and is keeping her from finding a job.
That's how I got treated through all this, is just like, I'm the other woman, even though I'm not the other woman. I just happen to be a woman.
Morgan Gentile, a contractor hired by Barry Morphew, told Fox 21 News in an exclusive interview she's caught up in the Suzanne Morphew investigation and accused of having an affair with the missing woman's husband.
Just to set the record straight, for those that think you had a relationship with Barry, a sexual relationship, what would you tell people?
Well, I would tell them absolutely no.
Barry denied that accusation as well.
Everybody's out there saying, oh, he's got a girlfriend and he's having affairs. Where is it? There's nobody. There's never been another love in my life since 1988.
Gentile says claims made by contractor Jeffrey Puckett concerning a hotel room in Broomfield used by Barry are true.
We opened the door and I mean, like, the chlorine hit you and you're like, my eyes started watering and burning, and like the towels were like super wet on the floor, and it looked like he had like made the bed before he left, but it wasn't made by a hotel clerk.
And Gentile said she noticed other odd things that weekend.
And so Barry had started working that beach shop Friday evening, and Saturday when he picked me up, he had asked me to clean it up and break it out because we were going to add the bring it up to level so that way it was a beach sand and not muck.
That area is a construction site off County Road 105 east of Salida.
No, it needs to be flat, flat, flat. And I was like, he was acting really weird about it, and I was like, Barry, like, what's up, you know? And he seemed like, I don't know, stressed. He definitely seemed weird on Saturday.
Investigators spent 3 days in that same area, a week later searching for any sign of Suzanne.
I was planning to working all day that day, but we only worked till 11. And he said that he had to go make the wife happy, do some hiking or biking. And I found out like later that day that he was in town all day.
Gentile said she'd heard Barry was shopping. She said there were plans to head to Broomfield.
We were originally supposed to go out there the end of April.
Original plans for that job only included her and Barry, but with a phone call, that changed.
Last minute, he changed everything. In fact, he called me that Sunday, Mother's Day, and was like really frantic, like really didn't sound like himself. Like, I hung up the phone and thought he just had the worst night of his life.
Gentile says Barry asked her to get a crew together and drive to Broomfield. She picked up Puckett and headed that way to fix a retaining wall. Barry got there first and he called again.
Barry said that he had been up there all day, like getting the job ready for us. The work that I saw that he did up there wouldn't have taken him more than 30 minutes. So I was just like, what did you do up there? You know, like.
But he said he was leaving. There was a family emergency. Her crew didn't have the right equipment, although Barry had left some tools behind in a hotel cart.
It looked like Barry emptied out his truck bed is what it looked like all kinds of stuff that we didn't need to do a retaining wall with.
So they waited for further instruction. Gentile said Barry called crying Monday morning.
He says like Suzanne has gotten attacked, or a mountain lion has got her. We're heading up the mountain. We're going to go find what we can. We're going to go find her. You guys are going to need to wait till 1 o'clock, or no, he said wait till 11 o'clock to get the brick.
The job was still on, but according to Gentile, the materials never arrived at the work site.
And I wasn't going to bother Barry with these phone calls because, you know, his wife was missing, and I feel like this is a little problem compared to his problem.
Gentile said she and Puckett packed up on Tuesday and returned to Salida, and the investigation into Suzanne's disappearance was well underway. She remembers being approached by two men, a friend of Barry's and one of his family members, who told her,
"We would give you your paycheck, but we don't want it to look like hush-hush money. And they're like, you have rights, but you don't have to give CBI your phone."
Gentile says she did cooperate with most of what investigators asked. She says she interviewed with them 5 times and turned over her phone, but she declined a polygraph.
I know my rights, and I was like, I don't have anything on.
Days later, she says she heard from Barry again through text.
She's a meth head too, just like Jeff. She's mad at me because I fired her and don't let her work for me anymore. She's mad. So they're not going to say anything good about me.
No, he fired me, I think, just because I gave up my phone and wasn't staying quiet. I was, being compliant with CBI and them.
Gentile says the experience scared her.
I feel like if he was innocent, he would have, talked to me, I worked with him every day for a long time. I feel like I'm scared of Barry. I ain't gonna lie. I don't want to see him ever again.
I am innocent, 100% innocent, and the social media and the news media has made it seem like I'm a bad guy.
A third employee who was allegedly hired to work at the job in Broomfield has refused all my invitations so far for an interview. The text behind me is from that worker, Cassidy Cordova. After I asked him to tell his side of the story, he said, quote, "There might be a reason I don't want to talk publicly. There might not be. I'll leave that for you or whoever else to ponder that thought. At this time, there is no named person of interest in this investigation. Still no word from the sheriff if his department will be joining the upcoming search to find Suzanne starting September 24th, led by her brother, Andy Moorman."
Thank you, Lauren. The mystery in the mountains.
Yes, we'll continue to follow it.